Hello, I'll be going over a quiet tune from three short pieces by Carse. Um, and this first movement, we will say, it's in andantino, which is not too fast. It's definitely not andante. It's more just a walking, almost flowing pace. It's a quiet tune, so definitely if you look in the beginning of this first measure, we have a piano, which is kind of just this kind of a line going like this, and then it starts crescendoing in the fourth measure all the way to the end of the line where it's a mezzo forte, and it kind of follows this pattern throughout the piece. So the things you want to look out for is sustaining that sound, feeling the quarter note, 1 and 2 and 3, and really sustaining that sound for each half note, but not being aggressive, not holding the sound, but sustaining it, pulling the string, spinning the string, you should say. So I'll go ahead and play this piece for you. So, in a few measures we have notated crescendos and notated diminuendos, following them and just overall following the shape of where the line's going. It's going to tell you how to kind of play these crescendos. Some other things we got to look out for is in the last line we have a poco ritardando, which means gradually slowing down. And near the end, the last 4 bars, you have a rallentando and a diminuendo, meaning we need to slow down even more, getting quieter and quieter, almost to a niente, which is almost a nothing, and no sound at all. We have a fermata at that last measure of a C. We just want to almost have a kind of a. If you ever see those Sharpies, with the different tips on it. There's a thick tip that's slowly going down to a really thin line. If you can imagine that thick to thin line going to almost nothing. That's how you want to picture that rallentando all the way to the fermata at the end. One thing you want to kind of feel as you're pulling, you can practice this on open strings. Just keeping that first finger sustaining and then turning the bow. Keeping it sustained. Pulling that first finger. Letting your elbow drop. Kind of drop into that cello. Let the elbow drop. Get that sound. So you do this. Too much weight. But if you let the natural weight of your arm, let it drop. Get a nice sound. So letting this elbow almost, if you want to think about kind of holding your bow here, kind of doing it this T-Rex the arm thing and just letting your arm get slowly to the bow. You get a nice sound like that. This is pretty much the perfect piece for this. Just focusing on relaxing that elbow. Adding a little bit of vibrato if you can. And overall, just having fun. Now, the last thing I would say is focusing on his left hand. The best thing to do to practice this is doing C major scale. Getting used to these pitches. And then kind of just focusing this weight on each individual finger. And when you hit the 2, let go of your 1. Put that weight on the 2. Go back to the 1. One way I kind of demonstrate sometimes with some of my students is if you ever look at your fingers. If you for instance, if you play your 4th finger right now and play your 4th finger, and if you see your pinkies, you can't really see on the camera very well. But if you look at your hand, and if you see all of the fingertips of the tips of your fingers, I don't know if you can really see very well, but if you can see the kind of white fingertips, that's not a good sign if it's all of them being lit up like that. I like to describe that as you're at home and you leave all the lights on, your parents are going to kill you because that light bill is going to be expensive. So you want to turn off those lights. You want to be able to only have the four being on, not all 3. Now you can kind of see my 3 being turned on, but I turn it off because I release those fingers. That's going to have a much nicer sound on that individual finger, which is needed for legato playing and playing in general. If you're holding all that weight on every finger, you're going to have a tense hand. But if you only focus that weight on the first, that finger you're focusing on, for instance 4, you can drop that weight and focus on getting a nice clean sound. So every time you're going to play your scales or any piece, if you see all of your lights on, you're probably going to get yelled at by your parents, and then yelled at by me. So just think of that. Making sure the lights are off on every other room that you're not using. Every finger you're not using, just making sure there's no whites on the fingertip, if that makes sense. So that's how you practice the andantino. If you have any questions, go ahead and shoot me a text or send me an email. Thank you. Have a nice day.